Hi everyone, in this video I'll be trying out this new stamp and die set that Die Press has brought to HSN for the October craft day. It is a Christmas lantern set, so let's open this up. So I did send this item free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items those links. And as you know, with HSN and YouTube, possibly it's a little thing embedded here in the video or possibly underneath that says shop, little shopping bag, something like that. Oh, I love a candle, die, and stamp. That's really cute. Have your banner there. Some pretty leaves. Let's check this guy out. So we have our acrylic stamp set, you have your die set, and then you have your standard issue items, like I always mention. So you have your adhesive sheets with an applicator and some info on how to use them. And then you have a cutting folder for your marquee. Love the marquee. If you don't have a marquee and you have something else that you use to cut thin metal dies, these thin metal dies will definitely go through that machine. So they're all interchangeable that way. So let's check out the inspo sheet and then we'll go from there. Oh, cute. Okay, so yeah, they're showing like if you want to do this kind of thing, so they can show you what this would look like with that little circle there. You can just have that for a background piece or cut it out of your background paper, right? So you still have that little oval kind of highlighting your lantern. So you have the lantern. I love that it does have areas where it's cut out, so it's going to be more delicate looking than just like a solid piece, which is really nice. You have some shorter candles, taller candle, maybe a little bigger, yeah, as you can see here. Bow with the die. You have little pine cone and holly berry with leaves and you know, your little sprigs there, and those are die cuts, which I love. And here we have your banner with some detail. You can cut it out, and then you also have the sentiments that pop in there if that's what you want to do, or to make it just look like a sash or however, and then some beautiful icons. So the wording, it's a little bit small here, so let there be peace, let there be light, shine bright this holiday season, keep the light of the holiday in your heart, things like that. Punny, but also very sweet and classic. May your world be lit with joy, that kind of thing. Well, I don't know if it's punny, but puns, right? And then here they have some different inspo for you, really gorgeous. Lovely. I was thinking about something like this, so we will see. But we have that here. Let me give you some measurements just so you have an idea of sizing. I know people appreciate that kind of thing. So metal to metal on this guy, it is about 4 inches, the oval, by almost 3 inches. The lantern itself is about just over 4.5 inches tall, I would say, and about 2 1/4 inches wide. And then, you know, everything else is kind of smaller than that. So you can imagine if you have this guy, you can definitely pair it up with the light inside, so you see that back there, or even the taller one. You can just probably cut it down, whichever of these you would like to use for that. Be lovely. So we're just gonna hop to it, guys. So let me grab a card base and papers and we'll get going. Okay, so, okay, let me put this aside. We will use that in just a moment. So I have some things all ready to go. I have a cream colored card base. If you're making your own, if you want to do A2 size, you would need a piece that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored to 4 1/4, or 4 1/4 long, you know, wide, and then the whole 11 inches long, scored at 5.5, and it would be the kind of card that opens up like this, right? Something to think about. I did cut some red paper here just to line this out. I think that's really pretty, and it is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then I have this beautiful poinsettia paper I used recently. Again, I love that back side of it too, but I want to pop this on here. That is 4 by 5 1/4. I like that matte layering, so we're just going to glue those down. At least that's what I'm doing. I do have a little extra craft card, so I'll probably go ahead and cut out this circle with that, and then we'll go from there. So let me get these guys glued down just simply, and I will be right back. Okay, just got those glued down. And let me see, I love that cream color. So, okay, let's get this guy cut. We'll get a piece of that. And I'm trying to think if I want to do some candles. Well, I don't need the dies yet. Well, I might need, well, I will need the dies possibly, but let me see. Let's stamp these guys, and I'm thinking about stamping them on cream colored paper just to bring that cream color back to the front, and then just doing a little bit of inking. Now that can either be, you know, watercolor, water-based things, or alcoholic markers, which is probably what I'll go with. But what I'm going to do is I always have scraps of paper nearby. Look at that. Actually, this one's a bigger scrap. I should probably find something smaller, but that's okay. So we'll run that through to have that. And then I'm going to stamp this a few times. So the larger one once... Well, it could just be 2 candles, huh? We can do 3. Whatever you think. Let's do 2. I usually do groups of 3, but I think that's cute. So I'll stamp these both with hybrid ink. I mean, you can use a brown or something like that. I'm just going to go with black. And let those dry before I come in with any kind of alcohol ink markers. Again, if I'm just going for it like this, I really make sure everything's touching, giving it time to really soak in. Looks great. Okay, I'll do the same thing with the other little guy, and I'll be right back. I got those, or that one. Probably have it back here. We'll probably do some die cutting, you know, our sentiment, all that kind of stuff. So let's just have that there. And then with these guys, I'm not going to do too much. Maybe some orange and red like in the flame there. So just a little red, a little orange. Oh, I should look at a flame more. Is the orange the lighter color that's towards the outside? Maybe. Let's do that. I'll probably come in with a little bit of light orange there too. And then the red. Those colors are a little brighter than I wanted. So maybe... bring in a little darker red. Okay, and maybe some dark orange. And then I want to just kind of bring it through. Oh, maybe a little yellow, huh? Maybe we bring through a little yellow just to have some fun here. Just bringing that through. Okay. Very pretty. Okay. And then in these other spots, I was thinking about using like a very light brown. Just something to give a little accent. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe just kind of like in here. And then just under here. Again, this is not paper that is alcohol ink marker paper. So I'm just kind of messing with that a little bit. Just kind of pouring it, I guess because the way it's dripping I thought pouring, but coloring that just in there. And maybe a little bit more. And then you can always use a blender to kind of just soften that if you like, but again, quite quickly. I don't want this getting all over. Okay, just softening that brown. Okay, that's very pretty. And let me put my markers away and stuff, and then we're going to cut this out. So let's see if I can see right through this. Okay, if I bring it right down, I can kind of see that left to right, and the flame is right in there. I think I can go for it. So I'm just going to do that. Same thing with this guy. Again, I kind of start up just to kind of see where we're at here, and bring it down. Okay with that. Alright, I'm going to run this through and we'll have our candles and then we'll go from there. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, you guys, I eyeballed that. Look at that. Perfect. Crazy. Let's see this one. Oh my gosh, this one too. Again, it was very visible to kind of look down in there. Okay, so if we have these guys, we have these guys. What I want to do is put some, where would this come from? Was it here? Some greenery or something like that. So I'm thinking maybe this. And oh, I love little pine cones. I was going to go with the berries. So some red and some green, and I'll be right back. So I'll probably put our sentiment on dimensional. So I would love to have some dimension here too, but I think they should just be kind of resting one on top of the other. There we go. And our little berries over here. Okay, so I haven't stuck anything down yet, but let's go ahead and start doing that. So we have this guy. Ooh, you can run that through an embossing folder if you want more texture. Very pretty. Let's get this guy here. Right down there. move over just a little bit. I kind of like things to be a little bit off, like organic, but I'll just move this over just a little bit. And then this little guy, let me see. If we have our sentiment somewhere in here, I think I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. So even though obviously the bottom's down here, I think if this is here, and then, oh, I'm looking for this. Or something like that. Around there, covering up that bottom part, and then maybe the sentiments here, you know? Something like that. Let me hold that down for a little bit before I keep going. So while I was waiting, I actually flipped these. I like the way they look better kind of going out instead of up in there. And then I'm going to make one more little guy. The smaller holly leaf, and put it like here. Okay, I love that. It looks good. Again, I'll just put glue here without moving it too much. Some glue there. Ooh, that looks cute, kind of standing up doing its own thing. You can definitely put some dimensionals there to have it do that. This guy right down in here. And our little bunch there. Okay. Alright, I'm going to hold that down. I'll be back. Move everything down just a little bit. I take this off and I want to see kind of where I would put this and if I want to tuck it in a little bit, you know, or something. So I'm going to let this stay. Maybe not pushing that one down quite yet. Okay. And let me choose a color to do our sentiment. I'll be right back. I'm going to go with white. So let's do... I'm trying to think if I want to do that in black or like a brown color. But since we already used black in the background, I guess I can just do that in black. That's not big enough. How about this one? Maybe like that. Okay, so I will stamp that in black, and then let's do our sentiment in red or something just to bring some of that back in. Put this right on here. I'm gonna hold that for a second, and let me grab some red ink. Okay, so to keep the light of the holiday in your heart. And I'm just placing that on there. Basically, I'm going to stamp it like that, and I'm eyeballing this completely. If you want to use the stamp positioner, go for it. I'm going to get this all inked up, and hopefully that'll be that with the red. And again, I'm just eyeballing where that should go. Making sure everything's making contact. Keep the light of the holiday in your heart. And then we can take this guy. And I mean, that looks pretty good. I do want to make sure it's pretty exact though, so I'll be right back. So I chose this pretty dark brown color because I think what I want to do is a drop shadow. So I'm going to use it for a drop shadow, but also to help me cut this out nicely. Piece of paper. And we've done this many times here, but what I wanted to do is show you how to do this. So just find a flat area of your die, the flattest area. Some are obviously circular, something like that, but just try to find the area where you think it would be easiest for you to do what I'm going to show you here. And we'll take that, run it through, and when we have this, we're going to let the die cut fall out, but we want to keep the die hinged to the paper. So we're going to let this fall out. We'll use it in just a moment. Just open this guy up, and you can see where you're going to cut, like pretty much exactly. And if you're happy with that positioning, do is just let this drop down right back into the groove where it was. So just make sure that's really in there, and then get some tape, washi or whatever. And I always have recycled pieces I use a few times with me here. I usually try to anchor the die cut itself plus the paper that's on the side here, a couple places, and then run that through, and you'll have a much better idea of where you're going to cut than if you had just eyeballed it. I kind of hold it tight too as I'm rolling it through, like I'm kind of holding it as it's feeding in. And let's see where we're at. Very nice. Okay, and then I have this guy, so we'll see how we're going to drop shadow that in just a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have this guy. Again, I picked that up a little bit. I don't know if I can get that down too low. Like I said, I wasn't really quite sticking that one down yet, so maybe... Should I put it down in here? This guy can just keep moving pretty much out of the way. Maybe I won't even use it. Oh, we can actually still pop it back here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to stick this together like this. And then I'll pop that third one in back there somewhere. And I thought I was going to pop this up, but you know what? I'm going to tuck it in, so I am not going to pop that up as I had imagined. So let's get this guy out of the way there. Cute. And you know what we can do is add a little dimensional behind. Let me get a little bit closer. I know it might be hard to see. Oh my goodness, my nails are pretty short right now, at least by my standards. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, get this dimensional behind, up. Sometimes I like to do where it's like up and down, so maybe I would put another dimensional behind there. That's always fun. But for right now I think that's pretty dimensional. And then I was going to tuck this guy possibly in right behind there. Yeah. And then I brought this guy out from the Chameleon watercolor markers. And let me see if it's already going. So if I can, this is actually Sunrise from these guys. And all I did was look at my sample, and Sunrise has more of a yellow. I already used Meadow in a different video too, so I'm going to use a little Sunrise just to give a little sparkle in my thing there. Good thing we used, again, what's it called? Hybrid inks, so I can use water-based items and also alcohol ink markers on that, and it does not reactivate. So that's very pretty, just a little sparkle. I suppose you can put some on the little berries and things like that also. And one more thing, I'll be right back. I'm just going to take one of my A2 size inserts from the Merry Holiday Inserts, and I think this one is wonderful. It's gold, you know, mirroring that. And I think it also talks about light, so playing off of what we have here. So sending warm wishes for Christmas that's merry and bright, and a new year full of blessings. So let's go ahead and pop that in here. And there we go. Beautiful. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Thanks so much, Diane Press, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links as appropriate and available in the description box, again, possibly embedded in the video here. And I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.